Hi, hello, and welcome to the Lunar Lounge series brought to you by Vertex of Abundance. My name is Serene Priestess of Losty. I'll be your oracle today, and I was sent to deliberate the findings for the new moon in Aries. It's happening on the 20th in most places of the world, and it's a later degree new moon, which means that we're fulfilling a late degree new moons are typically like some kind of prophecy, some kind of fulfillment. And it's like a long time in coming kind of thing. And it's weird because, it's interesting because Aries is a sign of newness. The new moon is a sign of newness, but there's the energy of maturity or fullness here. And new moons are when you typically take on energy in terms of setting an intention, starting a process, starting a cycle, starting a phase. New moons are typically when you complete or you release or I'm hearing the word slough off. So we're gonna have a little bit of combined energy, all the best of all of those things. Yes, we're in a little bit of a maturity phase, even though it's Aries, the most immature of signs. The thing about Aries is they have vision, they have impetus, they look into the future, they don't see the obstacles that are on the path, on the journey. That's not their job. Their job is to say, this can be done, why don't we head in this direction and see where it goes. Oftentimes, since Aries is a little martial, they're not going to be like, I'm worried about the obstacles. I'm worried about what's going to get in my way. I'm worried about all the reasons why I can't do what I want to do. No, it's the only reason why I can do what I want to do and nothing's going to stop me. So why don't we go ahead and get in here and see what's going on. If anything that is said resonates deeply with you, go ahead and like, comment, share, subscribe, leave a review, book a session, send a donation. If you could please send a donation or support the channel in some kind of way. I've been trying to get out some information on the flash sale. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm just going to suspend my schedule. Nothing's wrong, nothing's bad. Excuse my language. What I mean by this is I'm not going to worry about format right now. I'm not going to worry about timing. I'm just going to bust out a bunch of videos because I keep saying like I'm well rested. I figured out that I'm having some ascension challenges. It's common. Everybody seems to be having some ascension symptoms. So we just kind of got to go with the flow. I have a Virgo midheaven. I tend to like to be organized, regimented, refined, perfect if I can, although progress is better than perfection. So since I can't do all the things that I'm saying that I'm doing right now, once we return back to scheduled programming. So my point is that I'm going to do a flash sale, and I'm going to start it right now instead of whenever later on, because I was supposed to do a flash sale on the 6th around the full moon. What I'm going to do is I'm going to start the reading at $22, and each day it's going to go up to $77. Okay, so you have about 4 or 5 days to get in there. And it's gonna start right now, meaning when you hear this video, it'll be there on the site. The link is in the show notes, okay? And if for some reason you're not able to pay, send your payment, because when the sun enters into Taurus, I'm done, okay? Meaning you've lost the window, okay? Now, in addition, if you pay on PayPal, you'll get faster service. Does that make sense? And then the last part is, I know some people don't like PayPal, so you can send your money, Cash App, Venmo, whatever, however, okay? But like right now, it's Friday. Tomorrow, Saturday, it'll be $33. The day after, it'll be $44. The day after, it'll be $55. The day after, it'll be $66. The day after, it'll be $77. Cut off. Okay, because by the time the cutoff happens, I'll be needing to come out with the astrology videos, and we'll be caught up on the schedule, and there'll be different specials going on, etc. Okay, so I might sound a little sickly. It's more just because I just woke up, washed my face, did a little prayer. I didn't really do my meditation. So I'll also be doing a different format and different cards for the moon reading. I don't do that usually. Okay, there's a specialized format because what put us on the map here, Vertex of Abundance, me, Priestess Gorgeous, Priestess of Losi, was the love videos and the lunar videos. That's actually what made me popular on YouTube. I had a different channel at the time. Okay, we were getting like 8,000, 9,000 views on the video. It's been horrible on this channel, but we had to move, we had to migrate. So normally there's it's literally, I designed a spread. It's popular for the lunar videos. We're gonna try something different just this month. Next month we'll kind of return. Okay. And the lunar videos had about 1,000, 2,000 views, but the love videos, those were the popular ones. The 1111 Divine Love series. Okay, and I'm so excited to get back to there. Anybody who's been A1 day one, thank you. I love you, bless you. If you're new, welcome. And if you're returning, welcome back, welcome home. It's an honor and a privilege and a pleasure to have you. Thank you for allowing me the privilege to serve you. It's my life's calling, my soul's mission. Nothing in this world makes me happier than divination. I love divination. I'm all about divination. I'm so into divination. I'm all about that divination. Okay, so we're going to be using the moon oracles, and we're also going to get those cards from Nani and Anastasia. Okay, so un momento por favor. And then I get this a lot. I do speak a lot of languages, but brokenly. Does that make sense? The languages that I speak is Italian. So a lot of people also will correct my speech, thinking that I'm speaking broken Spanish. This happened a lot when I lived in New Mexico as well. I'd be on the phone speaking Italian. Somebody would come up to me, get in my face and correct my language. Just so you know, okay? And then, like I said, those cosmic activation cards, the Nani Anastasia Oracle cards, these are cosmic activation cards for the soul by Nani Anastasia. Okay, so why don't we pull one from here? Now. Ooh, that's not gonna work. I'm not doing that. Okay, so we have integrity, self-growth, mirrored souls, compassion, and intuition. I need one card. The rest of that shit, I don't want it. Excuse me, excuse the language. Okay, we'll just take one card here. Okay, so on the grounds of timeout and be still, that does seem true because it's gonna get crunk towards the end of the month. It's gonna get really towards the 21st onwards, it's gonna get a little crazy because the retrograde and then in Taurus, once the sun hits Uranus, there's gonna be a lot of global shifts. And I think we're gonna continue on with these global shifts until about November. We'll have a little bit of a reprieve in November. Communication. I think we're going to start to say things because things are going to get uncomfortable. Okay. Literally, the pain to speak up is going to be less than the pain to stay the same. This is what I'm getting. And then for the moon oracles, don't pay attention to on the oracles. Don't pay attention to what it's saying about like this moon, that moon. Each moon has a different energy, and that's what it's talking about. We're reading energy. So like, for instance, for example, if Virgo comes out, well, we're clearly in an Aries new moon right now, okay? It just, Virgo talks about worthiness and sharing, okay? If Pisces or Libra comes up, we're clearly in an Aries moon right now. So it's just that Aries talks about fiery, not traumatic, but like tumultuous kind of endings and beginnings. Pisces talks about like, you know, sharing the family unit, the dreams, does that make sense? Libra talks about, you know, win-win situations, love, romance, okay? So I'm gonna go through these oracles right now. But if you see some kind of sign, disregard that because it's talking about each sign has an energy. That makes sense. Okay. So I'm just oriented here. So have faith in your dreams, which is a waxing crescent. Win-win outcome is in the forecast. Okay. So full moon is talking about the full moon in Libra. So Libra is talking about partnerships. You know, even though we're in the Aries moon, this oracle card for Libra. So that would talk about some kind of win-win situation. It would talk about some kind of seventh house or one-on-one situation. It would also talk about those people in our life that we have to be accountable to or for or support some kind of duty. Okay, so that would be a win-win situations in the forecast. Great. I think we've been holding our mouth because we're trying to have a win-win situation. We've been kind of holding our tongue because we're trying to have some kind of win-win situation. And we've been, okay, like I said, it's time to take action. The end of a cycle approaches. Be bold and make the first move. We've been kind of stuck. I'm hearing stuck on you too. So we've been kind of stuck in a place or stuck with feelings towards somebody, whether they be good or bad. We might finally speak up to an attraction. We might finally speak up to a conflict. We might finally speak up to some kind of resentment. The emotions are running high, the super moon. So it might be that it's a once in a lifetime situation, or I'm getting that, I don't know where, because that would be blue moon. That we've been waiting for a moment, that things are building up, that there's something pent up, I'm getting that word, pent up. Now, from the other side, meaning not us, the people that we're dealing with, they're kind of south node. So they keep going towards what's familiar, what's comfortable. I'm also getting, because remember we were talking about Libra, I have a Libra south node. So I'm gonna give an example. This is not really relevant in terms of the specifics, but the generality. Okay, let me just use myself for a moment to cut down on time, so I'm not long-winded, you know, etc. Brevity. Okay, so like me, for instance, unfortunately, Libras I kind of grow out of love with, and it's different. So if you're a Libra sun, I'm gonna grow out of love with you. If you're a Libra moon, you're gonna grow out of love with me. It typically takes about 18 months. That's the South Node thing. South Nodes are tied into the moon. Everybody has this. It's typically whatever your South Node is. Now, sometimes there's an exception because you have other energies in your South Node or aspecting your South Node, but everybody has one of these signs. Within 18 months, either they're gonna grow out of love with you or you're gonna grow out of love with them. And it depends on the moon or the sun. Okay, and it's typically your South Node. Now, it's saying don't let the past hold you back. And it meaning like don't become attached to the past, and also don't lean on the past too much. Don't rest on your laurels. Now, I don't feel like we're the ones doing this, okay? And for like, I gave you the example for me that growing out of love is Libra. That's for me. It might be Sagittarius for you. It might be Aries for you. It's going to be different strokes for different folks, but the same kind of energy. So what does that look like? How that is? You know, some people are going to be resting on the laurel. Some people are going to be adopting to old familiar things, old familiar ways. They're going to be kind of stuck in a one-track mind. I'm hearing that kind of telling the same joke, even though it's no longer funny, doing the same thing, even though it's no longer effective kind of deal. You see, the South Node is where you've come from, okay? Meaning what you had mastered or what you really developed very well in a previous life, but in this life, you need to adapt or move away or go on the journey, the path of something different. So we've had this energy come back several times. Hard work is paying off. That's a new moon in Capricorn. So what kind of hustle are we on? What kind of system structures, foundations are we using? What are we trying to build? Is there some type of power dynamic at all? Is there some type of authority dynamic at all? So I just want to ask the universe, the great divine, to give us messages from the white light only. Hello, do. Please guide us on the journey to fulfillment, to wholeness, to healing. Okay, unity in the love, unconditional love vibration. I ask for messages only for the collective. I ask for messages only out of the energy of God, sovereign and free. any ties, any bonds, any agreements, any cords that are not in alignment with our God, sovereign, free self. I ask, Great Spirit, that you banish these energies, that you banish these cords, that you banish these ties, and that you forbid that they return. Okay, you banish them and forbid their return. You banish them and forbid their return. In the name of Ade Harioso Togbeloso Hello. Again, we're going to be using the Rider Waite deck. This is the significator for this deck, the Hermit Lemithia. Okay, and again, my name is Serene Christopher Blosi. I'll be your oracle today. If anything that is said resonates deeply with you, go ahead and like, comment, share, subscribe, leave a review, book a session, send a donation. There is a current flash sale going on. It's going to be a staggering flash sale. Okay, and also the flash sale special, you can only get it for a recording. So there is some accessibility rates there. I don't know how long they're going to be. And if it, for some reason, it doesn't ask you for payment, I'm not going to send you a reading without payment. Okay. So, again, as I was saying, it's going to be staggered. So it's only going to last 4 or 5 days. And every morning when I wake up, I'm going to increase the value of the reading, the price of the reading by 11. So we'll start out at 22.33, and then we'll go towards 77, and then it's a wrap. All right. So again, we're going to be using the Rider Waite. The significator of the deck is the Hermit and the Tower. And why don't we go ahead and begin here? Okay, so somebody's a Virgo moon, by the way, definitely have their moon in Virgo. The High Priestess is the new moon. Okay. And we had something here about that as well. It's been cleared. Prosperity is on the way, I'm feeling. Somebody here is needing some kind of wealth, some kind of abundance with this Virgo card here. It would be some kind of soul's insight, soul's wisdom. They might need to tune into the universal oneness, the all that is. There's some kind of cycle going on with the High Priestess there. Somebody is sitting and reflecting, they're tuning into their insight. They may also be reaping from some kind of magic, or some kind of magic is not always hocus pocus, abracadabra, candle magic and root work. It can also just be a cycle of being intentional with what you're trying to manifest. Literally, that is what magic is. Turning your ideas into a reality, similar to an entrepreneur, which is turning your ideas into profitability. Magic is called making it happen. And when you can do that for profit, you're an entrepreneur. But when you can do that in terms of a cycle, usually the moon, or you can do it through your wisdom, that's called magic. Okay. A witch is just a wise woman, a woman in total control of herself. Okay. We're doing a different format. We're doing a different deck. Thank you for your patience. Thank you for your love, life. On the other side, here's that Queen of Pentacles. Queen of Pentacles here. So when it's the first card out, it's talking about somebody, the moons are your needs, because it's the moon in a Aries sign. So this is a person needing wealth or abundance. They represent something fertility, and if it's not fertility of the body, it's fruitfulness from their work. So they've kind of laid the groundwork, done most of the work, set the plan, set the stage, and they're waiting to receive. They might be committed to receiving already. It's a grand internal commitment. So they're already in the flow of abundance, in the flow of reaping, yielding. Okay, they've already sown, they've already harvested, they've already reaped in some kind of way. And if it's not, they're about to, and it has to deal with their self-worth value, what they deserve, and their worthiness. Okay, I'm hearing the word respectability. Okay, I'm hearing the word harvest. Okay, and it would be their moon. If somebody has their moon in an earth sign, it could also mean that from now up until the Virgo moon, which is 5 months from now, somebody here is aware of some kind of cycle of yielding, cycle of receipt, of being about to receive. My English, I'm having trouble again. Okay, and we have here this Four of Wands. So this is somebody who's receiving something for their home. This is somebody who is praying about something, or that has insight about something that they're going to receive. They've done the work for a platform, for a home, for a position, for a role. It would have to deal with children or loyal subscribers or family if it is the home. It can be the community. It can be friends. So if it's not, this is a role in community or having to deal with the home. There's some kind of history here or sanctuary. What is, or safe space? So some kind of healing here or safe space or something from the past. So what is safe space? Sanctuary and refuge. Okay. Now, this is somebody desiring an attack. Okay. They might be wanting, or really desires is I keep calling this the Chariot. This is the Knight of Swords, Cavalier di Spade. You know, this is somebody desiring an attack. This is what I'm hearing. They're desiring to attack. So there's some kind of opportunity to seize upon, maybe exploit. The timing might be an issue because there's needing to be swiftness. This is something you just gotta drive, go all in. And that's what I'm seeing. So with the Four of Wands, there may be a role, okay? And we are wanting to qualify, we're wanting to get into it. There might be something about receiving funds, receiving worth, receiving wealth, receiving abundance. With this Four of Wands, and it might be a role in our community. With the Six of Cups, it might be a role in the family. Some families have businesses, some families have, you know, a hierarchical structure. We might be a little secret with it with the High Priestess. And we do need to move quickly, move swiftly, seize upon it, take advantage of some kind of situation. And, you know, with the Moon and the High Priestess, so the Moon card is the zodiac of Pisces, but it's the astrology of, you know, Sun in the 8th house, Moon in the 12th house of Scorpio. So if the Moon is in the 12th house and the Sun is Scorpio, that would typically talk about a Sagittarius rising, which, believe it or not, the Moon card alludes, I mean, the High Priestess card alludes to a lot, because that's Artemis, that's Diana, okay? But also the High Priestess card is talking about the Moon in the 12th house, okay, in Scorpio. So we have that double confirmation here. So here's what you have in this situation. We have the mystery and the keeper of the mystery. So there definitely is a cycle of some kind. All right. And there's something that we're holding on to here. It is some kind of role, some kind of position. We're cleaving in some kind of way. We're beginning to manifest some kind of something in our hand. It's about a role, a position. And we've been doing either investigation, insight, looking deeply into it with the Hermit, or we've been slowly qualifying in the background, getting accolades, credentials, things of that nature with the Hierophant. It's going to be different strokes for different folks. Now, ultimately, what I'm picking up on is there's something about us, our individuality, our work, our value, who we are, what our skills are, what we could produce in terms of work product and eventually put out into the world, or deliverables, meaning what we can contribute to the environment surrounding location, whether they be the company, whether they be the society, whether they be the platform, or whether they be the client, okay? Let's keep going here. I'm hearing this song, roses are red and violets are blue. Honey is sweet, but not as sweet as you. So that's a raver song. I'm an old school raver. Before I was gorgeous, which I've been since I was 16, I was Skittles with a Z. That was my raver name from about 12 to 16. And then at 16, I was named gorgeous several times in several different traditions. Y'all might not know, but I've been initiated into a few different paths. I'm a Kali devotee and a Crowley scholar, but I have my Brahmanical, meaning my masculine or brotherhood, is Nichiren Buddhism and West African Voodoo, and my tantric initiations, or kind of like priestesshood, sisterhood, would be Kali and Sekhmet. So just little tidbit. Okay, so this is the significator of the deck. The Tower talks about, it can talk about the throne of God, it can talk about the voice of God, it can talk about the eye of God, but it can also talk about a shocking revelation, the truth coming out. It can talk about erecting a foundation. If it's the significator, normally we're talking about a foundation being dismantled, unraveled, disrupted, or destroyed. But here, for this circumstance, happenstance, it's talking about a revelation of some kind. Something's going to come forward. We could be sustaining blows, sustaining attacks, or we could be ready to move on, move forward, or to go on the journey to come out with something or to manifest something. With the 9 of Wands here, we're mounting some kind of defense. Okay, so we may be feeling weary, we may be feeling, oh, and this could be the other side, an opponent. Whenever you have the Chariot and the 9 of Wands, somebody's feeling bold, feeling brave. The pages are your feelings. They're feeling, you know, charismatic, vivacious. This is feeling bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. And this is somebody needing some kind of connection with the Queens. The Queens are the needs. Okay, something's going on with the camera, and I'm annoyed. Okay, so this is needing connection, needing affection, needing, this is love, having love in your hands, just like the Queen of Pentacles is having fertility or abundance in your hands. The Queen is having love in your hands, somebody's heart in your hands. And it's because we're trying to manifest something. We are manifesting something that's been in the background. Now, with the Ace of Wands here, it could be talking about, I don't know how to say. It could be talking about willpower as well. With the Ace of Wands, we're manifesting a creative new beginning with the Ace of Wands, or it can be a role, a platform, okay, a position, a role, a platform, a position, a foundation. Now, I do want to say, I do feel a little bit of love with this Page of Wands and this Queen of Cups, and also, let me pause this for a second. Because 2-4s can mean furthering a commitment. It's shipping is the word, like partnership, relationship, friendship. It's shipping. You might also be rooting for somebody else. I don't like that energy. Let people be. Let people do their own thing. It doesn't matter if you want what's best for them or not. Don't get in the way of their path. You know. But that's just another thing here. Shipping, and this happens to me a lot. You know, I'm one of those naive, perpetually innocent people. I might have a lot of, you know, and strength, and I'm definitely a warrior, but I'm always a little bit youthful in my energy. That's very typical of the Page of Cups, which is Venus in Cancer for me. But that might be one of those things where everybody knows that two people like each other. Everybody knows that two people are meant for each other. And then it finally hits, it finally sparks, it finally pops. It's going to be a very small proportion of people watching this reading. Okay, so let's continue here. Okay, so the Hermit is back. So this is the significator. So that would talk about soul's wisdom, insight into the self, but again, through wisdom. So wisdom is different than knowledge and understanding, you know. Knowledge is practical information. It's not even always practical. Understanding is the ability to apply said knowledge, and then wisdom is knowledge or understanding that's from experience. Okay, so now we have the 4 of Cups here. So we have 3 4s. That's going to happen a lot around me. But we also have the 3 of Cups and the 2 of Cups. So remember what I said, there might be a little bit of love. There might be a relationship that's going to pop. Now, a relationship doesn't always need to be um, romantic or intimate. It may be two people that the universe wants to be close friends. It may be colleagues at work that were kind of acquaintances that are now kind of a bit closer. This might be eventually dropping formalities, allowing things to be more casual. See, I'm getting a lot. I'm called to give personal examples this cast, this video. I've been really good not doing that as much. Like for me, I don't like informality. I'm a ritualistic hoe. You need to come correct with a lot of respect, or I'm just turned off. It's not about better than or less than or whatever. If you want to F with me, if you want to get close to me, you got to kind of do the pomp and circumstance. Because I'm fine without you. I'm not fine without it. Meaning, I'd rather adjust to your absence in my life than adjust to what I perceive as disrespect and exercising liberties you've yet to afford yourself. Being casual, being too familiar, being too close, it just turns me off. Does that make sense? I'm getting a little bit of that energy where we're dropping that. So somebody does come closer, somebody is able to finally be casual. Maybe they can use your first name. Yeah, see, I'm not that person. It takes a whole ass lot for me to be that person. Because we had the 4 of Cups and then it drops down to the 2 and the 3 of Cups. So it's just, I feel like somebody with a coworker might become a friend, or somebody who's a friend might become a lover, or something of that nature. Now here, I'm also getting formula, so we have a little bit of an education moment. Here's the Center for Sacred Living blurb. You know, an acquaintance is somebody that you've met a couple of times. It takes about 50 hours to be well acquainted with somebody of interaction. So that could be, you know, traveling away for the weekend together. You're no longer an acquaintance, you're now at least a friend. A good friend, you need about 100 hours of, and listen, this is cognitive sciences. Y'all know I'm a metaphysician. I learned this from somewhere where I can't remember right now. But after you're well acquainted 50 hours, then you might be, you know, a good friend, you need 100 hours. And then a real, like a best friend, or you know, 10 toes down, a strength card friend, I call it. You need 200 hours or more to be considered good friends or best friends, okay, of spending time together, okay? So I think it's finally happened here. 2 of Cups, 3 of Cups, okay? Now, the 2 of Cups could also mean that you're well acquainted with the other side, or, you know, things are even, things are equal between the known and the unknown, the manifest and the unmanifest. Something is expanding in terms of a connection with the 3 of Cups, or it means that we're receiving love finally. We're receiving accolades finally. Maybe not rewards and recognition, but we're receiving, somebody is recognizing us, seeing us, they see us, they F with us, right? It could also, okay, yeah, that's what I'm getting. Okay, because the King of Wands is something, I just heard like a rainmaker, you know, one of those little Native American tools. That's literally what I got. So I feel like in an environment surrounding location probably work. This is somebody manifesting out of their vision. They're wanting to defend something. Okay. So it's about manifesting their vision here, because we're feeling informed. All right. We might be feeling scrutinized, suspicious, but it's something having to deal with work, our role, our position. 8 of Pentacles. We're wanting to defend our job, we're wanting to defend our role, we're wanting to defend our work, we're wanting to defend our work product, because we've made it, we're sitting pretty in some kind, or we've completed the fulfillment of the self, the fulfillment of the soul. And it's going to happen onwards towards to the full, the new moon happens on the 20th, and then 2 weeks after that is around the 6th or the 7th of May. So I'm hearing between the 7th and 10th, there's going to be a lot of manifestations. So we might need to keep what we're doing secret until then. If we're working on something in work, a project, trying to come out with something, you may be an artist, a poet, you may be writing song lyrics, you may have a platform where you share things with a subscriber base. You may be trying to move roles, positions at work, whatever. Try not to share it until around after the 7th or 10th of May. You're definitely going to end up sharing it. You might be making moves now or in a couple of weeks or so, but try to be as discreet as you can until after the full moon. Okay, right now we're in the new moon. Okay, and it is something about esteem or glowing up, blowing up. Okay, getting on a bigger, brighter, better stage. It may be becoming exalted. You may become famous. You may become well known, or it's just your hopes, wishes, and dreams coming true. Here with the sun and the star, this is about recognizing somebody's talents, recognizing somebody's gifts, recognizing somebody's value, like what they can contribute either to the world or to the system. You know, if you're in a company, you work for an organization, some type of business, or maybe even a conglomerate, or you work in somebody else's empire, the world is that empire, the world is that business. But if you have a platform on Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, whatever, what have you, the world might mean something different. And this is what I got. So we had three oracles pop. I know I was saying other things, using them for clarification. So don't let the past hold you back. South Node. Emotions are running high. Supermoon. Okay. And then a win-win outcome is in the forecast. Ignore the Libra, ignore the full moon. It's just talking about whatever this new moon in Aries is giving us. It's going to have to deal with partnerships, have to deal with one-on-ones. It might be that we're in a crowd of people, but only one person is going to get exalted, one person is going to be chosen, one person is going to get picked. I'm also getting a little bit of energy of actors. So I don't know what you're acting in, if you're on backstage, if you're auditioning, something of that nature. We also have communication here. So we might be waiting to communicate. Communication is better after the full moon. After the new moon, it's better to work on what you plan to communicate. So you basically have 2 weeks of preparation. Communication here. I am humbled and patient in knowing that to be truly heard, I must first truly listen. The universe might be communicating something. When a queen is the first card out, that's a person sitting in their knowing, and then according to the suit. So we have the Queen of Pentacles, which is the first card out. Remember? And the Queen of Cups came out as well. So the Queen of Cups is somebody that manifests out of their intuition. The Queen of Pentacles is somebody that manifests out of their worth, their value, their deservedness. They might have some kind of practical skills. It might not be goat, it might not be pinnacle, it might not be surgical, it might not be military skills, but it's some type of practical skills, meaning they went and they learned to experience this thing. And then the queens kind of wait for things to come to them versus the kings going after things. All right. And this communication is first listening to the divine guidance. Okay. So to be truly heard, one needs to practice the art of listening, Nadi Anastasia. This card is being revealed to you today to acknowledge the voice inside you that wishes to be heard and acknowledged. One of the biggest lessons we can learn in this lifetime is effective communication. Communication that is clear and that does not assume that others can read our minds. Working both ways. The art of listening also involves being patient and open to the ideas of others. Dear ones, dear ones, at times you do not feel as though you are being truly listened to. This can cause frustration, agitation, and a stagnant whirlpool of energy to build within you. The frustration can sometimes cause you to be indirect, insensitive, and snappy. This energy of frustration and insensitivity then gets passed back to the ones who did not effectively listen to you the first time around, and is usually received as a personal attack. This energy only encourages you to continue not to listen, with even more resistance and defiance. The cycle of energy being thrown back and forth continues and becomes more vicious, intolerable, and heartbreaking. Most often, either or both parties will search elsewhere for an empathetic ear to simply listen. It is time to take the reins and back and break free from these energetic emotional mind games. Communicate truthfully about how you feel and express calmly with love what needs to be said. Give the other party an opportunity to also express their feelings truthfully and allow them to speak freely without interruptions or resistance. The more you practice this art of listening with love, the more you will find others eager to hear what you have to say. You will then go from a place of not being heard to a place of being heard by many. Again, affirmation, I'm humbled and patient in knowing that to be truly heard, I must first truly listen. So remember in the Oracle cards, we had a win-win outcome is in the forecast. It's full moon energy in this card, not in this cast. This is the video for the new moon in Aries. But the full moon is talking about something finally popping, something that's been subconscious or under the surface or unknown because we hadn't processed our feelings finally comes out. It might also be something that we've been dealing with, we've been working with, that's finally over, okay? And then it does have to do with partnerships, unions, one-on-one situationships, whether it be, you know, your best friend, your partner, a roommate, things of that nature, because emotions are running high. Okay, and the supermoon is a moon that happens twice in the same sign. So this is something that we've been dealing with for a while that's coming back around to be dealt with again. And then don't let your past hold you back. Just because you're under no obligation to be who you were 5 minutes ago, let alone 5 hours, 5 days, 5 months, 5 years, 5 lifetimes ago. So you're entitled to change, to evolve, to grow. And resting on your laurels or expecting things to be the same as they were is a problem, because nobody else is required to be who they were 5 minutes ago either. They're entitled to grow and to change and to evolve. That also would, mean that you might want to try new things or try new ways, or just be dynamic. Don't be stagnant. Don't be a stick in the mud. Don't be curmudgeon-y. I'm hearing stalwart, the word stalwart. So don't use stalling tactics, I guess. All right, so it's been an honor and a pleasure to serve you. Thank you for allowing me the privilege and the pleasure to do so. If you want to book a session right now, you can just go to vertexofabundance.org or look at the links in the show notes. And remember, it's a flash sale, so if you get on it right now, you have anywhere in the next 2 weeks, you'll get your, usually when you book a session, you can book anywhere in the next 3 weeks if you want to do the live, but the live, I can't include that in the promotion. So I have to retract that statement. And then normally, if it's not a live session, you'll get your reading in 1 week or so. It's gonna happen in 2 weeks. You'll get your reading within the next 2 weeks, okay? Take good care of yourself, bye-bye.